Hi there. So I'm going to be doing a random eyeshadow video. So yeah, let's just do it. I'm just gonna draw my eyebrows first because, well, that's part of what I usually do before any look. I decided to list all my different palettes on an Excel sheet, and I'm using a randomizer to choose like a website randomizer to choose which palette I'll be using, and then from there I'll be randomizing two different palettes, and I think I'll try to go for 2 shades from each palette, and then I'll try to go for a random eyeshadow stick that I pick out with my hands. So let's see how disastrous this can get. I will also try to be a bit random with my lipsticks. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how much of a clown I look like by the end of this. But I think you'll be fine. I mean, it's not like you can go out anyway, now that everyone's quarantined. So yeah. It was interesting it is interesting at the moment to like experience this in Germany, because back in, I think it was, what was it? 2014, 13, there was this SARS epidemic in Singapore, and I was in school back then, and they shut the schools down, and yeah, I've kind of gone through this type of thing before. Honestly, I don't recall much of what happened back then because I was a kid and I was just happy to not have school. So like as an adult going through this, it's a different thing altogether, because you have to think of you know, groceries and income and jobs, etc. Finances, things like that. But back then as a kid, like, your parents would still take care of you, and if there were any issues, they wouldn't, well, depending on how lucky you were, like, your parents wouldn't say anything to you or like worry you with that information. Okay, let's play with some makeup. I'm using the random generator, number generator, and we are generating a number of 16, which is the Dragonfly palette. Okay, that is the Dragonfly palette. These are some Viseart shades, so I'm gonna have a time picking the random shades from here. 2 shades from this palette out of this huge palette. Okay. The next palette is going to be generate again. We get the number 28. So that is the last palette, which is the 35i. Whoopsie daisy. That's the Morphe Ice Fantasy palette. And again, lots and lots of shades. So I'm just going to sequentially go through this. From the Dragonfly palette, there are, what is this, 4 rows and 8 columns. So I'm just going to do row and then column. So 1 to 4, let's generate that. We get row 3 and 1 to 8, let's generate that. We get column 8. So that's the first color, this bright, ooh, can this focus? This bright pink shade right here. I'm gonna have to use all of these shades, so this is gonna be fun. All right, again, let's go back to row because I need 2 shades. Row 1, okay, and column 7. So that is this little duochrome kind of shade here. I've got this live focus thing, so it's live focusing on my face, mostly this shade here. It's kind of like a pink white duochrome. I'm gonna be very pink today. Okay. Okay, I've swatched them on my hand so I don't really forget what shades they were. So next up we have the Ice Fantasy palette, and this has 5 rows and 7 columns. So let's go with the row first. Generate number 3, okay, and column, 7 columns, let's go. And that's number 5, so that is this shade right here. I don't know the name. I put the thing away, so I have no idea what it's called, but it's kind of like a bluish, it's like a bluish silver shade, light silver blue. Yeah, you get the idea. Okay, going back to the row one more time. That's 3 again, and we have, I feel like a bingo announcer right now. 6. Okay, that was number 6. Oh, it's the shade right next to it. So it's this like gray shade right here. Yeah, okay, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna have to use, oh my god, why? What on earth is this color scheme? I don't know. Okay, let's see if I can make it not look bad and horrible. But that's the fun of it, to get like difficult shades so you can like test yourself and see how good you are at being creative or whatnot. Okay, so next I'm gonna randomly pick from these Kiko shades. Okay, this is the shade 07, which is, okay, this is kind of like that. Oh no, 07, okay, so it's a goldy shade. I don't know if that shows, but anyway, let's just get right into it because I've been talking away about this. So these Kiko shades I got in Newcastle, and they were inspired, they were inspired? So the thing is, I went to Newcastle, I visited family, and I also met up with this beauty YouTuber. I think a lot of people would know her, Lauren Luke, Panacea81, and she was the one that was talking about the Kiko shades as a dupe for MAC Shark Skin shade stick thing, which was like her go-to eyeshadow product back when she started. So that was fun. Okay, let me try to conceptualize this look right now because I am blanking. You know what? I don't have a choice. I just have to go for it. Okay. Why am I putting this over here? I should put this over here. So yeah. So I went to Newcastle, visited my an aunt and uncle and a cousin, and Lauren had been like recently more active on YouTube. Oh boy, she had recently become more active on YouTube, and I saw that she was doing more makeup videos, so I kind of messaged her and stuff after she posted a video about what happened to her, why she disappeared for a bit, and long story short, like the company that she worked with kind of took advantage of her. So yeah, that's all I can really say because I shouldn't go into the details of like stuff that I don't really know about. So okay, this is not showing on my lid. It just looks like I've put like chalk on my eye. Well, I guess that technically still counts as me using it. Maybe I'll mix it with the pink. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Mix it with the pink so the pink is not as in your face. Good idea, Clara. And we have a very strange shade coming up. Okay, maybe I should pack it on instead of dusting it on. Okay, so yeah, I messaged her and she sent me emails back and forth, and so happens Martin, who's my boyfriend, her boyfriend's also named Martin, he was about to go to Scotland to hike with his brother and father. So I was thinking, hey, my family's in Newcastle. I've recently got in touch with Lauren. Maybe I can go and visit. But then we had to think of the cats. Cat number 1 is over there. Cat number 2 is hiding in a closet somewhere. But that's what happened. What am I doing? I am Barbie for today. It's fine. It'll blend out. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going for it. No clue what I'm doing. This needs to be blended out a lot. So yeah, I ended up visiting my aunt and uncle, and I actually got to meet Lauren, and she's really sweet and really, like, just very down to earth. She's like totally normal. She doesn't have any sort of like air about her, which, I mean, I don't know. It's not like I've met people who are famous in a sense, because I mean, I consider her to be somewhat famous because of, you know, all the press that happened, and she had her makeup line for a minute, and the makeup brushes and stuff. So I never actually met anyone like considered to be famous, but I just imagine that some people can be a bit stuck up, maybe, perhaps, I don't know. So, but she was like totally down to earth and very genuine, and I really enjoyed spending time with her, talking to her, joking with her. Yeah, it was just really crazy to meet her. And I got to meet her boyfriend Martin, and I also got to meet her son Jordan, and they were all lovely. They're a really lovely family. And yeah, it was fun. It was fun meeting them. Interesting thing happened to me in Newcastle though. Oh my god, I don't know if this is even working. I'm gonna have to use this as a mirror because I have this as a mirror. Okay, it's not showing up. I think I'm gonna have to spray my brush. What was I saying? I'm losing my concentration because I'm talking about different things all at once. So yeah, interesting thing happened to me in Newcastle. What happened was, my aunt and uncle are quite a bit older than I am, and they brought me to a function where it was primarily like older people. Oh, that's pretty. Look at that. I don't know if you can, but that's pretty. Primarily a function for older people, and what happened was, this lady, she lost consciousness at one point, and she started becoming sick on herself, and she was unconscious the whole time that she was getting like vomiting on herself, and that was pretty scary. I thought she was going to not make it, but eventually she kind of came to, and then people were trying to call the ambulance and trying to get in touch with her daughter. Eventually they did get in touch with her daughter, and her daughter took her hopefully to, oopsie daisy, I just jabbed my brush in there. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Her daughter took her hopefully to the hospital. I don't know, because I mean, no one said anything about that, but hopefully she got some medical attention. And yeah, And then after that, I was just kind of like, maybe I should, you know, find some regular things to do. Not that that's not regular, I mean, it's just not regular for me. Anyway, not that hanging out with my uncle and aunt is bad or anything. They're really fun. And they're always cracking, like, jokes and funny, like, old married couple bickering, so I really enjoyed myself, definitely. I don't have any family here in Germany. All my family is back in Singapore, and they are my only relations, I think, that are somewhat near me in Europe that I'm aware of, I suppose. Okay, that's very pink, but we'll blend that out. It'll be fine. I don't know what I'm going to do for the bottom, but we will see. Okay. All right, so that happened. And then hanging out with Lauren was fun because she actually let me do her makeup. I was really excited to be able to do her makeup. I had no idea she wanted to put me on screen with her, like put me on a video, because yeah, I only said in the email, can I do your makeup, because I like to do my friend's makeup and it would be really fun if I could play around on her face, because I mean, putting makeup on myself is one thing, because I you know, I know what my face is like, but putting makeup on other people with different facial structures and things like that, that can also be like quite fun to try out. So yeah, she let me do that, and I enjoyed myself. I ended up putting a lot of very dark stuff on her, which might not be very appropriate look, but it was a fun look. At least I think so. Anyway, right now I'm sticking a whole bunch of pink on my eye. Don't know if that suits me. Probably doesn't. Don't care. This is all a bit of fun. I can take it off. It's not permanent. Because back in the day, when I was watching her videos, Lauren's videos that is, I always was intrigued by the MAC shark skin stuff that she always used on her eyes, but it was probably not like not even available to buy in Singapore, and if it was, it would be too expensive for me as a young girl. Oh my god, I look horrible. It's fine. Everything's fine. I will take this off eventually. Okay, I look a little bit crazy, but it's fine. No one panic. Everything's fine. This is kind of what I always do to my, like, eventually I end up just saying everything's going to be fine. No one's gonna die. Everything's wonderful. Yep, I feel slightly like Trixie Mattel. And if you don't know who that is, she's she was a contestant on RuPaul's Drag Race. And she's very much into the Barbie aesthetic. Oh my god. Whoa. Okay, I'm gonna have to clean up the inner corner because that looks a bit too overkill. I didn't know that her username, which is Panacea81, was an actual word. I just thought it was like a made-up word because I had never heard of it before. And it wasn't until her son told me, her son Jordan told me that it's an actual word, that I found out that it's an actual word. And it's something to do with like a cure for all diseases or something. That looks about right. Yep. I am beautiful. Pretty, so pretty. That's just something from the King of Queens. When Doug tells Carrie that he feels a bit like a serial killer as he places her lipstick on her because never mind. You'll just have to look it up if you're really interested, which I doubt you would be if you don't already know about this. So that's my giant pimple, or healing pimple, but I don't care. I'm not gonna put stuff on it, I'm just gonna emphasize how terrible it is. So just slather my face with stuff and just hope for the best. Is it blended? Nobody knows. Nobody knows if it's blended. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh my god, my hair. Is that a bit of my hair? Yep, I am glowing. I wonder if I look a bit like an alien. Oh, and I will use this brush in a second, which is Lauren's brush. She gave it to me because I visited her and yeah, it's fun. I don't own any of her other brushes because, well, I think back then I wouldn't have been able to afford it, or it was probably going to be very difficult to ship it to Singapore. But yeah, she came out with some brushes back then, and hopefully she can release them again. I think she really deserves it. I think like she really like inspired lots and lots and lots of people to really get into makeup, and she really started the whole beauty guru thing. Yeah, that's her. Well, I have pink on my face, so why not? More pink. Okay, and I'm gonna use her brush. It has this really nice Lauren look on the handle, and I've been using her brush every time I do my makeup now because it's cool. And I like the feel of the brush, and I also like the diffused application I get from using such a large brush. I think the only other brush that I have that is kind of similar in size is this. Okay, actually this is a little bit smaller. Still, see, this is quite big. But I don't actually have a brush like this. in my own collection. I usually have very like small brushes like this for very like precise application, but this is good for like bronzing and kind of just meshing everything together. Yeah, so I don't know, do I look too pale? I look fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Highlighter. Okay, let's see. What highlighter should we go for? Should we just mix everything in and then... No, let's try this pinky thing to go with the pinky theme, right? Because we're very pink today. Except for my dress. So I will admit that the whole like blue shade is not that visible on my eye, but it'll have to do. I couldn't think of how else to use it. Okay, so next we go for the liquid lipstick, or whatever lipstick I had. Oh god, come on. No, I can't lift it. It's too heavy. This lipstick box is too heavy. Okay, so I'm going by quadrant, right? So there's 6 little quadrants here. Is that the correct term? Quadrant, if you have 6. Never mind. Okay, I'm just going to generate from 1 to 6. 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is this one. And I'm just gonna pick like by random because I don't know what shade it is. Da, 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 this one. Oh boy. That... I am a fairy princess today. This is a sparkly gloss. Like, couldn't get more fairy princess than this. That was the shade Goals by Goals with a Z by Dose of Colors. It's a lip gloss. So yeah, I mean, actually it's a bit toned down because it's very sheer. It's kind of like a sheer gloss with like a little bit of goldy shimmer to it. So that is the finished look. So I just went back in with the eyeshadow just a little bit because I saw that it was a little bit patchy when I put my mirror like right up to my face. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I just did a bit more blending and yeah, so ciao for now.